started going out on dates, she used to pull up to my house minimum 20 minutes early, maybe 30 minutes early.
So true.
And she would wait outside, but she didn't realize that my cameras could see like down the street, and her car would just be parked outside for like 30 minutes. And she would just wait until it was time to come in.
She asked me out.
What?
It was crazy. It was crazy.
No!
It was crazy.
But how'd it go?
She literally asked me out, like we were just talking, and then she was like, "Oh, you want to get dinner?" So we just went and we like got a drink first, and I didn't even realize we were on a date. And she was like, "Well, if this, you know, I would have worn something different to this date." And I was like, "Wait, what? We're on a date?" I had no idea.
She said that?
No idea we were.
Selena Gomez has always carried a very long string of controversies behind her. From the whole Bieber drama with Hailey and Justin to her tone-deaf comments, and the fact that she's still considered a singer despite not having released an album in years. Oh, but she did release a new album back in 2025 with her husband Benny Blanco, who has a little bit of a toxic relationship with her. Hit subscribe and stay tuned, because the deeper you go into celebrity drama, the crazier it gets. People are starting to wonder if this is only the beginning of Selena's downfall. With a shrinking audience, a messy public relationship, and a music career that seems to have lost momentum, many are questioning whether Selena's peak is already behind her. In this video, we're diving into how Selena became one of the most beloved celebrities of her generation, why more people have started criticizing her over the years, and how her relevance in pop culture may be fading as time goes on. If you go back to the beginning, Selena always seemed destined for fame. She started out as a Disney star and quickly became a fan favorite through Wizards of Waverly Place. From there, Selena's career skyrocketed under Disney. She was landing movie roles, releasing music, and quickly becoming one of the network's biggest stars. But once Wizards of Waverly Place came to an end in 2012, it was obvious she wanted more than just the Disney Girl label. She started searching for more mature roles and opportunities that would help her step outside of that image and prove herself to a wider audience. For a while, acting became her main focus, and honestly, it helped her reach audiences on a much bigger level than before. Up until then, Selena had mostly been known for Disney projects and soundtrack-style music. But everything shifted when she released her album Revival, which instantly pushed her to the top of mainstream pop culture. What's interesting about Selena, though, is that she's openly admitted she never really planned on becoming a full-time singer. According to her, music started more as a hobby during her Disney days before naturally evolving into a career. She's even said multiple times that acting was always her first love. That's why some people found it strange when she suddenly returned to music with a new album alongside Benny Blanco after spending years seeming disconnected from her music career. And this is where people online started raising eyebrows. Around the same time as the album rollout, fans also became hyper-focused on Selena's appearance and speculated about possible cosmetic work, with social media discussions quickly overshadowing the actual music itself. Instead of people talking about the songs, most of the conversation centered around her face, her relationship, and the overall image she was presenting during the so-called comeback era. Some viewers even felt like the comeback was carefully planned to relaunch Selena into the spotlight again, but the reaction ended up feeling much colder than expected. And honestly, this has become a recurring criticism throughout her career lately. People increasingly feel like she just doesn't have the same spark she once did.
Oscar?
Damn, Bella.
Oh, I'm so sorry. You got out. I can't believe you're standing right here.
Yeah, right? Me too.
Wait, so did you just get out? I went by your dad's and he basically told me to
When it comes to acting, Selena has always had the difficult task of trying to outgrow her Disney image. Back then, she was praised for her deadpan humor, comedic timing, and natural charm on Disney Channel. A lot of people genuinely grew up loving her performances because she felt funny, effortless, and charismatic on screen. But in recent years, criticism surrounding her acting has become much louder. And that's what has made the conversation around Selena so complicated lately. Some people think she's simply going through a rough patch creatively, while others believe health struggles like lupus, stress, or even cosmetic procedures may have affected the way she presents herself publicly and on screen. Whatever the reason may be, There's definitely a growing feeling online that the version of Selena audiences once connected with so strongly feels very different from the one they see today. One person wrote, "Is she trying to convince us or herself?" when discussing Selena Gomez and her recent music era. Another user said, "I never viewed her contributions to pop music as anything revolutionary. I think she came out with some catchy bops for sure, but everything sounded the same as whatever pop music was trending at the time." And another Reddit user added, "The singer may have made some stylistic transitions, but Selena Gomez continues to pull from an exhausted bag of tricks."
Did anyone else see that interview of Selena Gomez being asked like which one of her songs that she loved to sing or loved to listen to, and she like has this weird PTSD reaction where to the camera she's like for literally like 5, 6, 7 seconds, and you're just like, is she okay? I think one of her injectors like must have put filler up against like one of her eye nerves or something, because like literally one of her eyes was like, I don't know what was wrong. Maybe they put Botox so the eye muscle can't move, but something was up. And I know people say that like she has elephantitis or...
One user wrote, "From a young age and early career days, Selena Gomez's vocal ability has always been a conversation that's had. Personally, I have always enjoyed her sultry voice, as it's been something that I don't think I've heard anyone be able to replicate. In the sense that proven vocalists like Ariana Grande, Shakira, Celine Dion, etc. have a very specific and unique voice, but it's something that's very easily mimicked, which is why there's a lot of vocal impersonators for these voices." Now, although Gomez did have a period in which her vocal abilities were significantly improving, possibly peaking from 2014 to 2017, there seems to have been a major decline in her vocal performance. This is a mystery that is not often addressed, if ever, but is one that stays in the back of my mind when I hear a Selena Gomez song. Looking into this, her last on-stage solo live performance was in 2019, when it was known that she had a panic attack right before the performance, which may have impacted the overall performance. This was briefly addressed in her documentary, as leading up to the performance, she could not find her tone. Since then, we haven't really had any major performances besides the occasional guest appearance on a late-night show or concert. I think confidence is a major play in this, as the few times we've seen her perform as a guest, she seems very comfortable and her voice is more of an assistance to the main performer. One of my theories is that after her ongoing lupus issue declined her health severely, her vocal abilities were medically impacted. Although she has never addressed this or pointed to her illness as a factor to her vocal ability, it seems to be a substantial factor when it comes to her voice. Not only when singing, but also just having a conversation. It almost sounds like she's using some muscles in her throat and more air is pushed through her nose when talking and singing, sounding very nasal and throaty. I know that's probably not a word, but you know what I mean. Even in the studio, her voice sounds very different compared to songs existing before 2019. I think the harsh, judgmental world she lives in did in fact get to her and has majorly affected her confidence in her vocal abilities along with her illness. Even with that being said, I did look back at performances since her vocal peak, and not once did I see one in which it seems that she's lip-syncing. I don't think people realize how impressive that is, as most artists with a declining vocal ability have proven to use lip-singing as a tool. This newfound voice is not necessarily a bad thing. I think the way she synchronizes and can match any artist's voice today is really impressive. I particularly really enjoyed her addition to Rema's Calm Down, as her voice added a sultry, comforting, but also sexy rich tone that not a lot of artists could have done on the track. It doesn't sound like Selena Gomez from the past, but it definitely doesn't mean that it's bad. It's just different. Even with this being said, the previous remains true. I have yet to hear someone with a voice as unique as Gomez. Even with her new voice. Overall, there has been an obvious shift in the way she sounds that is undeniably different. With this change, I still find myself excited for what's to come from her both in the music world and acting. At the end of the day, no one is subject from singing along to a Selena Gomez song, regardless of how she sounds.
I actually asked Nicola, the designer, if he would do something for the show because I was so excited. And
I was authentically 100% honest with all of you that I want to do, so I gotta make sure it's okay.
Choices I make, and though not all of them are perfect, I'm just so happy
pretty close.
to be here.
You're good.
I'm so happy to be here.
So lucky that I get to have different facets of my life, and we're gonna do really fun, different visuals and stuff for that. Everyone knows when I'm feeling a certain way, and kind of before I can even let it get to a place where it's unbearable.
You know, I will say when I'm with my sister.
This is something people are still heavily debating. Some viewers are diehard Selena fans who defend everything she does, while others are more neutral and simply unsure whether her changes in appearance, behavior, or performance are linked to lupus, cosmetic procedures, or something else entirely. Now, there are many people who bring up lupus whenever criticism comes her way, using it as a way to explain or shut down discussions about her acting, singing, or public image. But in my opinion, like with any public figure, having a medical condition doesn't automatically make someone immune from criticism, especially when people are trying to have open conversations about performance or career direction. Those discussions often get shut down immediately by pointing to her health. But honestly, that's only part of the conversation, because there's something else about Selena that has always confused a lot of people. How is it that someone who is clearly successful, beautiful, and has built an incredibly strong brand and makeup empire still ends up in relationships that people constantly question? And look, I'm not trying to be disrespectful here, but many fans genuinely don't understand her choices when it comes to partners. People have very strong opinions, especially when it comes to Benny Blanco, and they don't hold back when discussing him online. Some even feel extremely protective over her because of how public her past relationships, especially with Justin Bieber, have been. Selena's love life has always been under a microscope. After everything that happened with Justin Bieber, people have closely followed every relationship she's entered since then. And now, once again, her decision to be with Benny Blanco has become a major talking point among fans and critics alike.
My mom said I was very... You like that?
Oh, don't make it a moment.
Oh, no, I wasn't. I liked it. It made me feel good. I love you so much.
This is the guy who makes those really weird jokes, and even Selena herself has admitted that he can be difficult at times. And some of the things he says on camera, honestly, leave people confused. Jokes about celebrities, random comments about attraction, and that kind of awkward banter that just doesn't land well with a lot of viewers. It often comes across like he's trying to be funny, but instead it creates this uncomfortable reaction online. Even simple conversations turn into something people pick apart, especially when he starts talking about other celebrities in front of Selena. At the end of the day, a lot of viewers just find the pairing unexpected and don't fully understand it. And because Selena's relationships have always been heavily discussed, every small moment between them instantly becomes a bigger talking point than it probably should be. But it makes sense that the Blind Diamonds say that they cheat on each other.
Chismosas, allegedly Selena Gomez has left Benny Blanco, and we need to talk about it because this is crazy. Now here's the tea, Chismosas. If you guys didn't already know, it hasn't been that long since Benny Blanco and Selena Gomez got married, but apparently, allegedly, supposedly, some sources are saying that Selena Gomez found some racy text messages with Benny Blanco and some celebrity that is unnamed, and apparently he was cheating on her. Now I'm like, girl, who in their right mind would cheat on Selena?
A recent post from Reddit blew up after an article titled "Benny Blanco says he's not allowed to publicly discuss Selena Gomez's sex life. I'm a gentleman" started circulating online. One user immediately questioned the wording, writing, "So, which one is it? Is he a gentleman or is he not allowed?" Another user tried to downplay the controversy, suggesting it was probably just a personal boundary rather than anything dramatic. Maybe he means not allowed by himself, like a rule he set. Don't ask. One longer comment defended the situation entirely, saying there was nothing unusual about it and framing it as a normal boundary in relationships. According to that user, couples often decide what is and isn't public, and respecting privacy is actually a sign of maturity rather than control. But of course, Reddit wouldn't be Reddit without humor taking over the thread. One user joked, "Is he at least allowed to wash his feet?" And another comment pushed it even further into sarcasm. "She probably told him to shut up." Then the thread completely spiraled into absurd territory, with one user joking. He's not allowed to discuss it, but he is allowed to watch if he stays quiet and hides in the closet.
When you think back on making this album with him, what are you going to remember most about this part of your relationship?
That I get to show this piece of work to our kids one day.
Oh,
We really wanted to do that so that we had something together.
wow, I'm emotional thinking about that. How beautiful.
Yeah.
A Reddit thread started blowing up after someone asked a blunt question. What does Selena Gomez gain from her relationship with Benny Blanco? The post immediately triggered a wave of reactions, with users breaking down the relationship in a very unfiltered way. One user commented, "Selena's karma. She gets to flaunt that she finally got married. That's it." Another user took a more extreme opinion, writing, "With her money, she could have literally found herself a good-looking boy toy who married her on contract." This immediately sparked disagreement in the replies, with someone asking, "Why would anyone want that?" And another user doubling down, "Anything is better than Benny and poor woman seems desperate." Meanwhile, another comment pushed back on the entire framing of the discussion, saying, "Finally, she's in her early 30s. But the original commenter responded again, repeating their stance, "Selena's karma. Hey, no judgment here. Those were her words, not mine. It's okay to get married for the first time at any age. Unfortunately, she believes that she needed to marry ASAP, which is why she settled." And honestly, that's what makes Selena Gomez such a fascinating celebrity to talk about. Whether people still love her, criticize her, defend her, or question the direction of her career, one thing is clear: she continues to keep the internet talking. From Disney fame to music, relationships, controversies, health struggles, and constant public scrutiny, Selena has remained one of the most discussed celebrities of her generation. But now I want to hear your thoughts. Do you think Selena Gomez is unfairly over-criticized, or do you think her career really has changed over the years? And what do you think about her relationship with Benny Blanco? Let me know everything in the comments down below because I genuinely want to hear your opinions. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss another upload from Trending Stories.